So what can you expect from the We Buy Houses learning world? Well, you're going to get my journey, how I started with very limited knowledge on buying and selling real estate in the United Kingdom. And because I didn't know that much, what I was learning along the way was developing systems because I knew nothing else. Along with my mentor, who showed me how to buy at discount, for example, how to on-sell using these strategies that were applied in other countries, I was able to generate substantial cash flow to get my foothold in the property ladder. But I was developing documentation of every step along the way, showing my examples, the case studies that I'd worked on from start to finish. So I had to start off by getting the aid of the legal team to develop the paperwork, getting counsel opinion so that they felt comfortable about using the documentation that we'd prepared. And what we did with people that we were marketing to, they could not get onto the property ladder with a bank mortgage because they didn't qualify for whatever reason. They just needed time. So they weren't price sensitive, so I was able to sell at full market value or a little bit more. And I typically got a 3 to 5% deposit up front from these people, and they just needed time, 6 months to 2 years, making payments that had the look and feel of a bank mortgage. I said look and feel, I didn't say a mortgage, and they made payments to me over this period of time. So they were increasing their 3 to 5%, eventually up to 10%, whatever. They qualified, the house value had gone up quite often at that time, and they got their mortgage. They were simply living in the house that they were going to buy. They'd exchanged the contract for me. That made sense. It was very simple, but that's what I did. Next, I discovered the Polish community, but they didn't have upfront deposit, but they had a lot of building skills, and they could improve the value. So I thought to myself, I've got to do the lease option strategy, which would be more suitable. So I went back to the solicitor, and we got together and developed the lease option documentation. Again, got it approved and started using that, and did this with the Polish community. I was advertising in Polish. I was targeting the Polish community. Nobody in the outside world knew what I was doing, but I was getting the results that I was looking for. Part of my agreement was I had to document what I was doing along the way. So when I had about 2 years, 3 years of developing the manual that's included now and is available for the first time on installment contracts, I had to transfer that into lease options, take the parts that were common, and then add the specific components for lease options. So that's what happened when lease options were released to the community, into the property community in the United Kingdom about 2008, 2009. It was because of the Polish community. Otherwise, I would have released an installment contract pack. So that's how you hear about lease options and their popularity. But now I've released the installment contract pack that's in the system that was never released. I've got the lease option sale pack, which is what we were doing, but now I've made available it's called the sandwich installment sales pack, which is being able to acquire the property, being able to on-sell the property, combine the two strategies. You're the intermediary in the middle of the process. You don't have to go and get the mortgage. You just control the transaction, work with the seller, work with the buyer, put it all together, and you make pure cash flow out of the transaction. So get yourself signed up, and you've got the book there. It's available, and you can join us if you wish.